Alright, some questions about exercise. Huh? Exercises. And also about medical things. Okay, exercises and medical things. Alright, wait. We have a friend. Hi. Alright, so we have a friend. What is your name? Say again? Lavinia. Lavinia. Alright, so everyone, we have a friend joining us today for the first time, Lavinia. Alright, so welcome, Lavinia. Okay, now let us answer this question. So someone asked, are there any biblical issues, any Bible issues with practicing Pilates? Alright, Elisha went, what is that? Practicing Pilates. Alright? Where's Pilates? Alright, so it's spelled like that. Can we practice Pilates? Alright, it's not about pirates or anything, alright? Pilates, what is Pilates? Now, Pilates is a form of exercise. A form of exercise is very common. Who have heard of Pilates, the young ones? Oh, you heard of Pilates? Ah, okay. So, Caleb, what is Pilates? You don't know. You heard of? No, but what's Pilates? You don't know also. We only heard of Pilates. What is Pilates, alright? I like the expression on Alicia's face. Pilates? Now, what is Pilates? Now, Pilates is a form of exercise that was invented by this man called, can you guess his name? His name is Pilates. Very good. Alright, so his name is called Joseph Pilates. Alright, nothing to do with me. Joseph Pilates, not Joseph Poon. Now, he invented this form of exercise in the early 1900s. Alright, so you know, during the First World War, so many people came back from the war. They were injured. And then they were thinking of what's the best way to help these people recover from injuries. So it's a form of exercise. Alright, so some people actually join today. They join clubs. They sign up for programs. They have Pilates exercises. Alright, so it's named after this man. Now, what is this form of exercise? Now, this form of exercise is, or put it this way now, Joseph Pilates, he studied different kinds of exercises from different schools of exercises, alright? So, in there, it includes yoga. Wow, total silence. Right? We know we do not practice yoga. Right, because yoga is an ancient mystical form of exercise, but it's really a spiritual, with spiritual emphasis. Spiritual emphasis of worshipping the sun god, the various Hindu gods. All right, yoga. That kind of form of exercise is totally linked with the worship of the Hindu gods. Okay, so that's why we don't practice yoga. Okay, but he studied yoga. And then he also studied Qi Gong. Okay, this time Elisha has no response also. Qi Gong. What is Qi Gong? So, yoga and Qi Gong. Alright, now this is very Hindu. This is very from China. Qi Gong. Now, so he studied also Qi Gong and also gymnastics. Gymnastics, you know gymnastics? What do you do in gymnastics? What do you do in gymnastics? Any ideas? No. Right, a lot of stretching, floor exercises, that kind of thing. So he studied all these systems. And the key focus, he put all this, he studied their movements, he studied what they do, and he put it all into one system of exercise which focuses on controlling the body and breathing. Alright, so those of you who do not know what is Pilates, this is what it is. How to control and use certain parts of the body, as well as when you're doing it, to focus on breathing. Okay, so that's what Pilates generally would mean. Now we know that Qigong is just this word Qi itself. Now yoga very closely linked to all the worship of the Hindu gods. We don't do it. What about Qigong? Now remember, I wrote an article, a long article in Pastoral Letter about traditional Chinese medicine and so on. I've explained many things there. Now the main concept of Qigong is it's also spiritual. You must understand that. It's spiritual. Okay? So, what is Qi? You know what Qi? Why are you smiling? Okay. Qi. Now, it's the belief of a certain energy. Now, afterwards, we are going to talk about another question about acupuncture. You know acupuncture? Puncture holes in you. Okay? Now, energy, Qi, this energy. Now, this form of exercise, anyone heard of Qi Gong before? Right, this is energy, and it's a kind of exercise or Kung Fu, right? Now, it believes that in the whole universe, they believe in the whole universe, life comes from a particular energy. There's this energy in the universe, which they call Qi. I'm trying to explain it as simply as possible. This energy is what gave life. Ilim, what gave life? God gave life, not Qi. Right? That's the problem. You see, to them, they don't believe in God, especially not the Christian God. So to explain the existence of life, they came up with this belief: Qi exists in the universe, and this Qi is what gave life. How do you know God gave life, Ilim? It's said in the Bible. But it's said in their book that Qi gave life. How? The Bible says God breathed life into man, correct? And God gave life to all animals. That is, our Bible says that. But their book says that it is Qi. They have a very famous book. They say it's Qi. So how? Chloe, how? How to choose? What would you choose? You would choose the Bible. So in other words, the Christians believe it is not Qi, it is God. That is why we don't practice Qigong. Now furthermore, in Qigong, they also, as I explain later, they believe that there is energy flows in your body, because Qi is the one that gives you life. Alright? And therefore this energy flows in you. And you fall sick and so on because this, another color, all right, so there's energy that flows in you. Energy that flows in you. And if these two energies, which is called yin, anyone call yin? And what do you think is the other one called? Yang. These two energy, yin and yang in you. If these two energy are out of balance, then you fall sick or you become weak. So Qigong, all the movements is to get these two energy to work well together. Understand that? Should we practice that? Your health, your energy, your strength, is it because the energy is flowing through you? You need to, let me try to get that balance up in me so that I can become strong. Your strength, you can mount up like eagle's wings, mount up on eagle's wings. You have strength, you have energy, you have zeal, you have alertness because of yin and yang. Cornelius? No? Enoch. Enoch. Because of yin and yang, that's why you have energy. No. You sure or not? You sure? Why are you so sure? The Bible says it is God that mounts us up on eagle's wings is God that gives us strength and energy, right? Who gives you all sufficient grace? Strength, Noah. Who gives you the straight grace and strength? Who? God. How do you know? The Bible tells me so. So either you believe in their book or you believe in the Bible. Either one. Believe in a book, then you will practice Qigong. Alright? So because they do not believe in God, they must explain all these things by their own thinking. Alright? So their own thinking is this. Alright, so now why are there these exercises? So there's exercises of yoga, exercises of Qigong. Now gymnastics. Gymnastics is what? Belief in what? Ask another one. Faith. Gymnastics. You believe in God's Qigong or what? What does gymnastic believe in? A God call? Gym. No. Right? Gymnastics, nothing. Gymnastics is just exercise. You have gymnastic class in school? Do you have gymnastic class, Phoebe? Don't have? No such thing as gymnastic classes, no? Alright, so, well, in some schools they have gymnastics. Alright, so there's gymnastics. You have yoga classes in school? Yes? Anna has. You have Qigong classes in school? No, but there are Qigong that you can sign up for courses. Alright, in the parks in Singapore. Every morning you will hear someone play a radio and very loud. Whoo, see. And then they do a lot of exercises. Sometimes it's very irritating because it's peaceful. I go for a walk with Sharon. Wow, very nice. Enjoying the nature and the beautiful creation of God. Ooh. All the time. Why must they keep saying? Why did they keep saying, ooh, see? Why do they keep saying the same thing over and over and over again? Elim, why? Why? To frighten you? Now, they are saying breathing. 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 Breathe in, breathe out. Alright, that's how they count. Alright, so there's breathing. This breathing is regulating your energy flow in you. Should you practice these things, believing that energy flow in you? No. Why? Faith, why? Because you don't like to breathe. Why? Because God is the one that gives us strength and energy, not this balance of energy, right? Okay? So now they are breathing. So all these exercises have certain body movements and breathing. Understand that. Please understand that. There's body movement and breathing. Anything wrong with stretching? Elisha, anything wrong with doing stretching? No. Anything wrong with breathing? Better not be. Alright? Nothing wrong with this. Now, Pilates himself was not really thinking and linking all this mystical. You know what is mystical? Mystical, alright? Means it has to do with the spiritual realm and superstition. Pilates wasn't really linking all this with the mystical realm. He just studied their exercises and then he picked up some which he knows that the body mechanics is actually good for injuries, for stretching. Is stretching good for injuries? When you're in pain, you may not feel that it's good. Alright, but it is good. Alright, so stretching. And then he also noticed they focus on breathing. Is breathing bad? Breathing is good. Now, what does breathing and body... Now, this body exercises is focusing on certain parts that strengthens your core. You know core? Alright, to strengthen certain parts of their body, that is very important. When you strengthen those muscles, it helps you to stand properly, to walk properly. We have certain injuries, you can use the right muscle to help you. Understand that? So Pilates think of those things in those forms. And is breathing bad? Breathing is not. Does your parents or your doctor say, hey, breathe more? Yeah, sometimes, I remember once I saw a doctor say, try to breathe more deeply. And my breathing is very shallow. Right? Very shallow. The doctor said, breathe more deeply. Alright? So sometimes when you're doing exercises, those that go to the gym, The instructor tells you to focus on your breathing. When you're running, who likes to run? Run from your mother, run from your father. Who likes to do exercise, long distance run? No one. Oh, Vincent. Oh, everyone's scared of his running, I know. No one dares to run with Vincent. Vincent, do you concentrate on breathing when you're running? What helps you to run very far and very long?
You pace your breathing with your steps.
Yeah, you pace your breathing with your steps. If you were to hold your breath, all right, put a pack on your nose and a mouth guard and put a mouth guard and ask you to run. Can you run very far? No, can't run very far. Why?
Because there's no oxygen intake.
There's no oxygen intake. Now understand that. Breathing. These certain body things strengthen your core muscles to use the right muscles. Now breathing actually, and you may ask you, Claude, why? The martial art expert, right? Why? Do you do breathing exercises?
We do.
Before we start, we always tell you to breathe and concentrate on the core stomach muscle, right? And then you're supposed to shout also, right? To focus on using certain core muscles, and breathing is very important. Don't hold your breath, right? Breathing is very important. Why is breathing important?
To give us strength and also.
Why does it give you strength? Why? Jemima?
To breathe in oxygen for your lungs.
Breathe in oxygen. Now, when you breathe, oxygen gets into you. Your bloodstream carries it. The muscles need those oxygen flowing through it to sustain. Alright? So breathing itself brings certain benefits. That's how God created us. Nothing to do with balancing yin and yang, and therefore after the see, they feel fresher. Why did they feel fresher? Is it because of the balance of force? No, because that is how we created. You take in oxygen, it carries through your body, the muscles get strengthened, it needs the oxygen, that's why you feel better, alright? That is all. So Pilates understood these principles. He used these principles. And he put together a system of exercises that help, especially during the World War I, the people that came back, help them in their recovery. All right, transport oxygen to their muscles better, help them to recover better. So Pilates himself, by and large, was focusing on that. Okay? So now I ask you, is it okay? Because the person asked, are there any biblical issues with practicing Pilates? What do you think, Cassandra? What do you think?
It's based on breathing and stretching the body. I think it's okay.
Right. If it is based on simply stretching the body and breathing to get oxygen flowing, not linked with the mystical part, there is nothing wrong. Okay? So Pilates in itself is not mystical per se, although it's drawn from some of this. Now, one of the problem, what do you think? So should we all run out and do Pilates now? Should we all run out and do Pilates? Faith, you want to do Pilates? Faith don't like to exercise. Alright? Oh, yeah. Grace, you want to do Pilates, Grace? Not really. Now, the problem is this, alright? The problem is this. Now, inherently in Pilates, there should not be a problem, alright? In its pure intention. But the current practitioners of Pilates, not all necessarily practice Pilates with no intention to link with the mystical concepts. Okay? So it depends on the instructor. Some, they actually include much of these concepts of yoga in the mystical realm, Qigong in its mystical beliefs. They link it into the exercise that they do with you. then it becomes a problem. All right? So they may tell you, all right, in this stretching position, imagine you are, what do you want to imagine? Imagine you are, I don't know. Imagine you are, okay. What do you want to imagine? Imagine that you are, maybe snake. Unicorn. Unicorn? Right? So certain exercises, when they start to tell you, imagine that you are a rabbit. Imagine that you are a snake. Imagine that you are eagle. That kind of thing. When they tell you that, you know, hey, hang on. You know, it's just stretching. Because in this form, many of the yoga forms, this position is to represent certain animals. This position is to represent certain worship stance. All right, worship to the sun god and so on. So when they start to mix it, then you know is, should you do that? Hey, should you then continue with this Pilates practitioner? No. All right, because they mix it. Joseph Pilates' intention was not to mix these things. Purely exercise, purely reaping the benefits of certain body movements, exercises, stretches, and the breathing, controlled breathing. That was his intention. All right, so is there any biblical issue if they mix it? You have to be careful. All right, so you will have to talk to the instructor themselves. Actually, by and large, most of them, if they want to mix this, they'll be very excited to tell you, because most people like it mixed. They like it mixed. All right. So that is some of the problems. All right. Answer your question. Any questions arising from this? What happens if you're not sure? Alan, how?
Go running with Vincent.
Go running with Vincent. Better still, right? Now, if you're not sure and then there's all these things, are there many other exercises that you can do? Many other gym programs you can sign up for? Many other forms of exercises, swimming and all that you can sign up for? There are, right? Then just choose one which you don't have to pull your hair out trying to figure out. All right, then halfway you're breathing. Then they say, you are a monkey. Then you, right? This is, then you walk out. Right? Unnecessary, right? So you just make your choices. Sometimes there's so many forms of exercises that you can have. No need to do something which is so what? But it is a good form of exercise, yes. So are many other forms of exercises. Right? So that is how you should choose. Okay? Now, let me ask you this. Now, what is the problem? What is the problem that when they mix it, what is the problem? What do you think is the problem? Who shall I ask? Sing Yun. What's the problem that Christian do this? This church, sick, right? Sick. What does the S stand for? Oh yeah, what does the S stand for? Hey, strict, right? This church is so sick, so strict, so strict. Just a bit, let them say I'm a monkey, it's okay. Let them say I'm a monkey, I'm a rabbit. Fine, it's okay. Hey, but I benefit, you know. After that, I feel so good, so healthy, so strong. I study better. Or parents say, after my child did Pilates, her results, her mathematics better than me. Mine so clear, right? What is the problem when they mix it and you attend? Let me ask you, why? What's the problem? Ask the young ones. In school, they have it. All right, Chloe, what's the problem? Hey, what's the problem, Pastor? Would you like to do it? No. Why? Why should I say no? I don't want to do it. Why? Now all your friends pull you. Come, Chloe, let's go for Pilates. Today we can be rabbit. Tomorrow we can be an eagle. Come, Chloe. Why don't you want to go, Chloe? Don't know. All right, where's Faith? Faith, why? Or Grace, why? Oh, yeah, Faith. Jessie, why?
Because it's mixed.
Because it's mixed. But what's wrong is mixed? Don't be so strict. So what? Hannah, so what? So strict.
The Bible tells us to abstain from the foods of evil.
Yeah, Bible tells us abstain from all appearance of evil. Don't worry, no one sees me. Okay, I just download the YouTube at home and do it. No one sees me. I don't have to abstain, no one sees me. Close all the windows, do it in the dark. Why would you not do it? Why, Chloe? Why did you know? Eileen, why? I said, no, I don't want to go.
Because God is the one who gives you strength.
Because God is really the one who gives me strength. God is the one that really heals me. God is the one that really helps me. Because you say those things, I cannot do it. I get angry that you say that all these things are what make all these people better. No, it's God. It's God that helps. Will you get angry? Or you say, never mind, as long as I get healthy, who cares what people say about God? It's chi lah. I just do it as long as I feel better. It has to do with our concern, our jealousy for the honor of God. I say again, So Jesse, why? It has to do with our jealousy for the honor of God. Do you know what that means? No. Alright, so, for example, your daddy is the one who drives you to school, who, when you're sick, you know, your daddy and mommy also look after you, feed you with Panadol, alright, move your arms and legs and strengthen you. Your daddy and mommy did all that. And then you go to school. And then your friends keep saying, it is someone else, it is something else that makes you whole. Would you want to admit that? Or you say, no, it's my daddy. No, it's not your daddy and mommy. Say, no, it's my daddy and mommy. Right? Why? Because you're jealous. Because they are the one who love you and help you, right? So please know, no true believer who love the name of God, the honor of God, and truly believe it is God, can even secretly want to do these things when you relate it to mystical things. You can do it. You can do stretching, you can do breathing. But please acknowledge it is God. It is God that helps you. Okay? Ken. Blank. Grace. Understand? Do you like people to keep saying someone else help you when it is God? Do you like it? No, because it is God. Alright, so I hope I answered this question. Any questions from here? So now you know what is Pilates. You know the potential difficulties and dangers. So please know, God said, I breathe life into man. My grace is all sufficient for you. Not yin and yang is all sufficient for you. Alright? So know those things. What do we have here? Top 5 reasons why church dropouts. What church dropouts say. Why they stop attending church. Now please remember 66% of, well, I take the American view, they are the most readily available results. They stop attending church at least a year after turning 18. So from